This is a children's classic. This is the story of Rikki-Tikki-Tavi. It was the summer of 1895 and a great flood had come to the Indian plains. Homes were destroyed and families torn apart. A little mongoose was separated from his mother and siblings and swept far away in the current. When the water receded, he crawled out onto a stone, exhausted and half drowned. A young boy named Teddy came upon the mongoose and, seeing that he was alive, rushed to help him. He carried the tiny animal back to his house where his mother nursed him back to health. His dad, Teddy's father, shot a snake that got too close to the baby mongoose, and thus began a warm friendship between them. When the mongoose had fully recovered, he could have gone back to the wild, but he liked his new home and decided to stay with the family. One day, while playing in the garden, Teddy met a tailor bird called Darzee and his wife. They became friends, and the birds told the mongoose that there were two cobras living in the garden, Nag and his wife Nagaina, that they were dangerous and it was best to stay away from them. Soon after, Teddy went inside to be with his parents, and Nagaina saw her chance. She slithered up to the sleeping mongoose and spat venom into his face. But luckily for Rikki-Tikki, as she did not want to kill him, she only partially poisoned him, so he was able to get up and run away. A few days later, a small snake named Karait tried to sneak past Rikki-Tikki and bite him. And although he was scared, the mongoose knew that he had to fight. After a fierce battle, Rikki-Tikki killed the snake, but not before he himself was bitten twice. Again, because the snake was small, the poison did not take effect immediately, but Rikki-Tikki knew that he only had hours left to live. He went to say goodbye to Teddy and his parents, but luckily, Mrs. Lewis knew how to suck the poison out of the bites, and so the mongoose was saved. That same night, Rikki-Tikki heard the Cobras talking. Nag said that now that the man had adopted the mongoose, the garden belonged to them, and they needed to get rid of him. They planned to wait until the next morning when the men would leave for work, and then sneak into the house and kill them all. Rikki-Tikki did not allow this to happen. When he heard their plan, he waited until midnight, then quietly made his way into the bathroom where Nog was sleeping. Rikki-Tikki lunged at the cobra, who woke up in a panic. He tried to strike back, but the mongoose dodged his fangs and bit him on the nose. Nag was in agony. In the struggle, he accidentally pressed the lever that turned on the bathroom light, and moments later, Teddy's father entered to use the toilet. Seeing a giant cobra in his bathroom, he grabbed his rifle and shot Nag once. Then he stepped closer and shot him again. As Nag breathed his last, he looked at Rikki-Tikki and hissed, "You have killed me, Mongoose, and I will kill you." But Rikki-Tikki was not afraid. Nag was very big, but now that he was dead, the mongoose was much braver. The next morning, Teddy's father found the dead cobra and praised Rikki-Tikki for killing such a huge snake. Although Nag was dead, Rikki-Tikki knew that Nagaina and her eggs were still a threat to the family. According to the law of the jungle, if the head is chopped off, the body must also be disposed of. So Rikki-Tikki went to look for Nagaina, but she had hidden well, and he could not find her anywhere. Finally, he spotted a hole in the wall and crawled inside. It was pitch black, but soon his eyes adjusted to the darkness, and he could see many small heads staring at him. All these were Nagaina's eggs. She had laid them all over the place, hoping that at least some of them would hatch. But Rikki-Tikki did not want that to happen, so he began to smash the eggs one by one. There were dozens of them, and the mongoose worked quickly until only one remained unbroken. He did not want to leave any chance for the cobras to come back, so he destroyed that last egg too. Rikki-Tikki left the hole and went to join Teddy and his parents. He spent his days playing with Teddy and his mother, and in the evenings he sat with his father, smoking cigars and listening to stories about hunting tigers. It seemed that everything had ended happily, but it hadn't. Nighty, Nagaina's sister, had watched the mongoose destroy her sister's eggs, and she was furious. She wanted revenge. One evening, Rikki-Tikki was playing in the garden when suddenly Nagini appeared in front of him. She lunged forward, but he jumped back just in time and narrowly escaped her sharp fangs. Nagini hissed, "Rikki-Tikki, you have killed my sister and all her babies. Now I will kill you." The mongoose knew that if he stayed in the open, he would not stand a chance against her, so he ran for cover. Nagaina pursued him, chasing him around trees and flower bushes, always ready to strike. Just as she was about to pounce on him, Rikki-Tikki darted into a hole. Nagaina hesitated for a moment, not knowing what to do, but then she decided to follow him. She crawled through the narrow tunnel and soon found herself in a dark, damp place. Rikki-Tikki had disappeared. She went further into the hole and soon came across a small chamber. In the middle of the room was another tunnel that stretched into the darkness. Nagini thought she had trapped the mongoose, but actually this was a secret passage leading away from the garden. Rikki-Tikki had used it to escape, and now Nagini was lost. She tried to turn back, but the tunnel was too narrow for her to go back the way she came. So she crawled forward into the darkness, never to be seen again. After Nagini had gone, Rikki-Tikki returned to the garden. Teddy and his family welcomed him as a hero, and he continued to guard them for many years. He kept the garden free of snakes and other pests, and was much loved by the family. So ends the story of Rikki-Tikki-Tavi. What did you think? Did you like it? Tell us in the comments below. Also, don't forget to like and subscribe. If you want to watch more such interesting videos, click on that like button, comment below, and let us know what you think of our videos, and we'll see you in the next one. Bye.